Okay, I need black Americans after this interview to stop talking about Kamala Harris. Stop trying to push her. You should stop supporting her, period. Especially after this interview. I mean, honestly, before this interview, I don't understand how any black American could have been a supporter of Kamala Harris. But after this interview, if you still support her as president, that is very scary.
What would you do on day one in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class.
And the reaction, you see a couple things right out of the gate. We have not only that she's gonna have her eyes.
Yeah. Looking up at the sky, this little thumb to the upper lip, corner of her lip, as if she's thinking about something, trying to remember the script, right? No. Very bad look. And this man talking, this video is, I guess, a body language expert.
All around the place. Instead of being on the interviewer, she's not looking directly at the interviewer. She's looking to the side or is looking at the table. Some have said, oh, she might have notes on the table, but no, we can see in the video that in the video itself that the table was empty. She did not have notes. Whatever she's answering, that's her answering, which is which is concerning enough. She's got some pacifying gestures like this thumb in the corner of her mouth, which is nervousness. And again, that couple of things for the first question that was asked is it's
What would you do on day one? Is what she asked. Kamala didn't answer it. She started babbling, started talking about hope and aspirations. The lady had to ask her the question again.
most important. In this case, it's a rather general one. What are you going to do on day one? And we also had this that happened, that she wants to support and strengthen the middle class, but she denies with her head when she says it. There it goes. She is denying with her head.
People.
You know that you can use
People. She shook her head no when she said that. I hope y'all caught that, because I don't want this video to be too long. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch that. And then later in the interview, she does the exact opposite. She says no and shakes her head yes. If you ask me, that was all planned, scripted, and some lightweight occult behavior.
your head shake to emphasize things, but in this case she's not emphasizing anything like strengthen the middle class. I don't see it as emphasis. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
No, he's not. This guy, this body language expert, had to backtrack after she did the exact opposite when they asked her about, I believe it was frolicking, right? This was a train wreck. It was a train wreck, and we all know it. And the thing is, if you don't see that this was a train wreck, you shouldn't even be into politics. You have no business voting.
To not be too harsh on her, I'm gonna do it. But at the end of that sentence, you see that she presses her lips in a bit of frustration, like it's like resigned about everything or what she just said, in which, in my opinion, is the worst way to end that first answer. She is looking away, looking at the table, pacifying gestures of nervousness. She is shaking her head in an odd way. I could give her a pass on that. But that lip pressing, I mean, it's not going well. It's not starting well at all. We're gonna
That woman, this woman, Kamala Harris, never looks confident. She never speaks confidently. She sounds unsure of herself through and through, almost like she's asking questions all the time. I don't understand how people don't see this. And you don't feel like you're listening to a leader. Now I'm going to skip past some of this because I want to get to some core points.
got notes, but if she had notes, she would be saying concrete things. She will be giving concrete answers because the answers will be in the notes. But
This is a pattern. She's constantly looking down. There's no notes there. She's just insecure as all get up. And this needs to put an end. This needs to help put a stop to this feminism, the woman lead, and that's a big reason why she's getting so much support from black women. Let's be honest. And listen, all that black woman stuff, that needs to stop immediately. Especially after this interview. We didn't need this interview. But especially after this interview. What black person, when confronted with the question of whether or not they're black, doesn't confirm it? No black person does that. If you're not going to question whether or not a black person is a black person. The fact that we're even debating whether or not she's not black. She's not even a black person. It's ridiculous. It just shows you how far behind we are.
much more suspicious than this head shakings, but let's move on.
There's the work that we're going to do that is about investing in the American family around affordable housing, a big issue in our country right now.
Okay, something that I notice is that when she begins to talk about investing in the American family, she begins to shrug. I pointed out one
shrug and shake. No, I'm telling you, she's doing this for a reason.
Investing in the American family, she begins to
It's the work that we're going to do that is about investing in the American family around affordable housing, a big issue in our country right now.
I don't. What you shaking your head no for? But watch this. It gets worse.
Something that I notice is that when she begins to talk about investing in the American family, she begins to shrug. I pointed out one of her shoulders, but in fact, it's both shoulders that she begins to be smaller in that in that frame. It's like she's getting nervous about the topic. Investing in the American family is something, of course, very vague, very abstract. There's nothing concrete about that. So I guess that she knew that was not cutting it. That she linking when she repeats the point a couple of things. Take a look at this.
And I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020 that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
I will not. But yes, she's shaking her head. Yes.
There's a very subtle eye flutter.
He points that out. He's already pointed it out. How she says no and I'm not, yet she's shaking her head yes. These politicians are creepy. And listen, man, you reveal or you expose yourself as ignorant if you support this lady. As extremely, listen, if you black American, and you support it, especially if you call this woman a black woman in any way whatsoever, that is flat out plantation. That's plantation. Okay, you're on the plantation. Mentally, you're still on the plantation. I hate to break it to you. And I'm not trying to, cut you down. I'm letting you know that in hopes that it motivate you to get off the plantation. Lord.
With her blinking. There's a
Yeah,
very
she do that blinking stuff. And then, this moment right here where the interviewer pulled the receipt on her.
And I believe at a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So
she was caught red-handed with the records, with receipts that she said that she was going to ban fracking in 2019. She said that herself.
Yeah. Real bad look right there. This is a train wreck. I'm saying her identity fell apart, and her as a politician, it completely fell apart. So if you still rallying behind this lady, you're running all on emotions, and that's sad. It is very sad. It is time, if you ask me, to do away with this. Listen, I'm talking to black Americans. If you want to survive, you got to do away with this black female leadership. Do away. You got to treat that like the enemy. Do the exact opposite of what's been done here in the past 40, 50 years. If y'all want to survive, the women, you just need to do what your men are telling you to do. Simple as that. Do what they're telling you to do. Everything that they're telling you. And what are they telling you to do? Stuff that's only going to help you. Telling you to be nice, lose weight, be respectful. Real simple stuff. But it seemed like, it's treated as if they're asking for the world. No. I believe black women primarily support her because they're feminists mentally. And they believe that the black woman is God, and that she is fit to be the leader and all this kind of foolishness. Okay? You see where that's going to wind you up. And you know what else? This was almost like a designed flop just to make black America look bad. Let's take a look at who black Americans are supposedly supporting. Because she ain't nothing but another puppet that they said was the face or spokesman. They tried to make her black. And a lot of plantation black Americans co-sign with it. Listen, I don't even mean to be disrespectful or cut you down. But look, if you support this idea that this is a black woman, you're plantation minded. And that's okay. We were all plantation minded at one point in our life. You're just still at that point. But Lord, Kamala Harris, and I went and I checked Roland Martin's channel. He really hasn't dealt with it yet. Or has he? I haven't heard. There's no videos. This really exposes them as shills. If they're still, and they're still getting on these panels, defending Kamala Harris and supporting her. She making Donald Trump look like a deity through and through. And let me tell you something. If you supporter of Kamala and Biden, that means you're a supporter of all of their policies, all this illegal immigration that's destroying this country right now. But it's all controlled opposition. These presidents and politicians are nothing but puppets. Whatever these presidents get in office and do is what was going to be done no matter who was in office. So it's a big political game, but we need to close these borders. And what irks me is that I believe all this illegal immigration and immigration in general as history's proved, it's all based on us. It's all in response to our presence, the presence of black Americans, because this whole philosophy of, hey, our population is declining, our numbers are dwindling. The panic comes from how they are in contrast to us. Our numbers are dwindling. What are the blacks doing? Oh, it's growing fast. Oh no. So it adds to the panic. And then what do? Hey, just come populate the United States. There are too many Negroes. That's what's going on here. Immigration primarily boosts white numbers. That's why they're just dumping them in our communities. And they're clearing out prisons. These are prisoners coming over here. That's where these gangs are coming from. Bringing the worst of the worst, just like they did at the beginning of this country. It's a savage way of operating the country, of governing a country. And I hate to say it, well, I don't really hate to say it. Black Americans should have been fighting for our own land, our own territory, our own state, whatever you want to call it. And we should have stuck to that until we got it. We should have stuck to it, but now it's pretty much too late. Too many black Americans been possessed by demons now. It's a little too late now. I don't want to live around a great number of black Americans. Right now, you're possessed by demons. Demonic as all get up. Having fun in this little sick, savage culture. So, listen, I hope the Democratic Party crash and burn. And even if they don't, I really don't care. I'm not supporting no president who ain't breaking off reparations. And I'm sick of these people calling into the spaces talking about or giving their thoughts on our reparations. I talk about this all the time. Mind y'all's business. It's too many people too deep into what a percentage of black America is saying what we will accept for our vote. We're not holding nobody hostage. We ain't threatening nobody. But imbecile after imbecile calls up accusing us of somehow being aggressive and hostile and making demands. We ain't making no flipping demands. You don't want to fork over reparations? Fine. You won't get our vote. That's all we saying. People are just uptight because they just don't like to see black Americans behave and believe that they're equal to everybody, that they're just like everybody. That's what really irks racists. And that's how you know when racists, that's how you spot them. When black Americans do the same thing that other people want and basically demand the same things that all other groups enjoy. The people who have a problem with that are the true brainwashed racists. There's a lot of brainwashed people in the world. Be careful out there.